What's up, baby? It's Angelo here from Don't Touch the Bugles, the podcast where 6 bugle-loving friends chat shit about whatever topics we fancy. That's right, we literally talk rubbish and put the world to rights for you, free of charge. Unfortunately, there is no Chunk or Elwood today, however, we aim to fly the Bugles flag proudly for them in their absence. So, with me today, I've got Teddy.
Yo, what's up?
Diddley.
Ahoy, hoy.
And Jukes.
Good evening.
Nice, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Good evening.
Now, before we start, I would like our listeners to do us a favour. So, listeners, listen up. If you're listeners, obviously. Grab your phone. You got your phone? Good. Find someone in your address book that you like. Maybe a friend. Maybe a relative. Then start typing a message to them. I'll compose it. You type it. Okay, ready? Here goes. Dear John, or whatever their name actually is, because if they're called Mary, don't type Dear John or whatever, and if they're called Mary, I'm guessing it's your grandma. So, Dear John, or whatever their name is, I found a podcast I think you would love. You done that yet? Good. Check it out on Apple Podcasts app or an Android podcast app. The podcast is called... And then here you enter the name of your favourite podcast, which hopefully is Don't Touch the Bugles. If it's not, then just clear it. And
That Peter Crouch podcast.
That's a good podcast. That's a good podcast. And then, once you've done that, hit send. And then there you go. You've done your bit to pass the pod and share the love to some other sad bastards that you've got to share it with. That's it. That's it. That's all we want from you. Now you can sit back, listen, and enjoy. So, Bugles, have you had a good one since we recorded last week? Anything to get off your chest? Anything you want to share? Which makes it sound like you've got something to confess, and that's not what I'm saying. So, what's going on?
Got chlamydia in there last week.
Oh.
You all good?
Yes.
What have you been up to? Nothing particularly special?
Oh, I had a crazy week, mate. Really. Non-stop.
Care to elaborate?
Yeah, no.
Just a busy one.
I saw someone walking a pig.
What?
But it wasn't, it was just a dog.
Oh, right.
But I thought it was a pig.
But babe.
Micro pig.
Yeah.
Babe. Oh, so.
I'm not going to go down there. I'm not going to say, well, yeah. You can go, no, and see.
No, I've seen that.
No, I've seen that. I've seen that. But there was Babe too, weren't there? I ain't seen that.
Pig in the city.
Was it?
That's the first one.
That's
isn't
it, yeah, no, it was.
Babe, Pig in the City.
Mm.
I was thinking... Well, I wasn't. I just started thinking now about why don't we see like pigs walking around? Just walking around like...
What, in your local convenience store, you go to buy a newspaper, there's a pig there buying a bottle of booze?
Well,
You mean like-
outside, like, you know, it doesn't handle money and stuff like that, Jigs. It's not,
Oh,
You mean
that's
like a
not,
stray-
not a responsible pig.
You mean like a stray dog? Like a stray pig? Or do you mean like a pigeon?
I think if we lived in somewhere like LA or something, it's possible. I don't know what the weather, if pigs can be in hot weather. No, they're not hot weather, do they?
That's when they become bacon.
That's where they can bacon, yeah. But you know these fames that have got like, their micro pigs, haven't they?
Pets. Yeah.
I suppose I was just thinking about it again, how stupid that comment was. Because they're not wild, isn't it? So,
No.
yeah.
Brilliant.
And, you know, they're money, aren't they? Bacon. And
Yeah.
It's a big business. Good. Well, a random start to a podcast. Oh my God. Let's crack on. Now, Ted.
What now?
Well, no, did you say you were slightly down in the dumps after episode 6? When
Why,
we
what
played,
happened?
Well, we played Snog, Marry, Push Off a Cliff, didn't we?
Yeah.
And...
So you're telling me I can change what I said?
Well, no, even better. So everyone bar me pushed you off a cliff, so just remember that bit.
Yeah.
But I've got a question for you, and if you answer it correctly, you could win a fabulous mystery prize.
The finger.
The finger from Jigs. A chocolate finger. I won't show you the prize, otherwise,
I don't want to see it.
otherwise that will negate the mystery element of it.
Okay.
But
Right.
here is the question. Get the question right, you win the prize.
Multiple choice or is it?
And no,
Right, okay.
No.
Okay.
And hopefully, you know, then if you win the prize, it will make up for.
I've got a feeling it's not going to be a right or wrong answer question. It's
Yeah,
just
it
like,
is a right or wrong.
right,
It
yeah.
is.
Oh, okay.
But I'm confident you will get it right.
No.
Which former Republic of Ireland Everton midfielder still gives you a massive boner to this very day? You've mentioned him in the podcast a million times before.
Oh, right, yeah.
Who is it?
Kevin Sheep.
Oh! Correct.
He wants you to do his garden.
So here we go. I'm going to get your prize for you, which I had to hide earlier. So if you just lift up your camera, snuck it under here, we have a signed card from the man himself,
Oh, nice.
Mr. Kevin Sheedy.
Wow.
There you go, mate.
Is this recorded?
Yeah, this is recording.
Nice, no, I can record that.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, gift time.
That is
I had these cards, man. These were the
there you
best.
go.
Yeah, that is fantastic. That is.
signed official.
I'm so pleased I got that question right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as soon as I said Everton midfielder, you're like, who?
Cheers, bro.
You know, I know it's really random, but I thought you were down in the dumps the other day, and
What a nice guy.
you know, there you go.
I
Well,
did tell you I was a fan of Kieran Nani as well.
yeah, but
She's-
you
You
know,
can have her dirty underwear next week.
she hasn't made as many appearances.
The
for
question will be, which film did she have the most dangerous jawline in?
Mate,
Leave her alone, come on.
the only thing she's signing for you, mate, is a restraining order.
So there you go. Well done, mate. You passed and you won the prize. You won the
Check for that,
prize.
thank you.
Last week we ended the show with a game called Who Said It?
Good fun, that
Whereby,
was.
unbeknown to the other members of Don't Touch the Bugles podcast, I went through their Twitter feeds, found some old random tweets, and these guys had to guess who said it. If you missed it, check out episode 7, because you did definitely miss out. It was fantastic. And I think that little that little vocal noise from Ted was what, a tip to the hat to Jiggs's
Taylor Swift must have
Taylor
amazing
Swift Pussy
Pussy
Tricks.
Tricks.
Yeah. Check it out. We're giving it all away. If you haven't seen
yeah.
that. Haven't seen episode 7, go check it out. So, anyway,
Boyfriends.
moving on. In tradition of picking up where we left off, I've been rummaging through your dirty Twitter laundry again
Ugh.
and found the following tweets. All you guys have to do is guess who said it. Yeah, come on, guys, you're better than that. Right, so
I'm just trying not to talk over somebody. Everything you sound was keeping quiet.
that's true. Oh, you know,
Sir. All got our hands up.
right, so I've got one from each of us, I think,
Including yourself.
including
And what
myself
about the absentees?
and the absentees.
So you got 6 then.
We're a
Yeah.
family of 6 here.
Good
Everyone's
stuff, that's what I
included.
like to hear.
Family
That's how we
fortunes.
do it.
That's how we do it. Tweet number 1. And we'll start with the date, just for some reference. So again, if you missed it, episode 7, check it out. Get with the programme. So here's the first one, 28th of August 2016. I quote, just watched the new Dread. What a load of wank. I've not seen it, but I would probably agree that it is. So, just watched the new Dread. What a load of wank.
It's not me because I watched it later than that because I didn't watch it when it came out.
I haven't seen it. I'm sure I haven't seen it.
So yes, I definitely think it would have been Did Chunk or Elwood.
Or have I? Hang on.
I'm gonna go with
Is
Chunk.
this-
I'm gonna go with Chunk.
I'm going to say chunk.
I've watched some guff.
Some guff.
That's a word I haven't heard since about 1995.
I don't know.
It was Amy Nuttall must have been on that.
It was there that told me though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, so you two are saying Chunk.
I reckon Chunk.
I'll go with Chunk.
Alright. You're wrong.
Oh.
Is it me?
It's not you.
Oh,
No.
good.
Right, the answer is Jigs.
Really?
The guy that said, definitely not me, I'll watch it later.
I thought I watched it a lot
Fantastic.
later than that.
So when this
I
like
could've
new,
sworn-
it's not Sylvester as
No,
an
he
old
did a
one.
new
Is it
version
one?
with fucking
That's
Carl
what I was
Urban,
getting
yeah.
confused because I've seen the
Oh
Sylvester
right, yeah,
Stallone
it's
one,
dog shit.
but not the new one.
Really? Oh, I'm disappointed. I didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Clever,
There
innit?
you go.
I thought he watched it like last year. Never mind.
The next one is 27th of November 2009. Who said it? Here we go. Getting used to the box you write your update in. Been gym 4 out of 5 days this week. Next, every day of this week.
Any of us.
Again, social media, getting used to the box you write your update
I'm
in.
going to say it's not chunk. No. No offence, chunk buddy.
Because of you getting used to the box you write in.
I'll go.
No, the gym bit.
Yeah, I got it.
Dids or Elwood.
You boys?
Box you Ryan. Yeah.
Getting used to the box you write your update
Because he doesn't
in.
do a lot of Twitter, does he?
Tweeting.
So I'm guessing it might be because of the Twitter. No, he doesn't do a lot of Twitter, and he goes to the gym more than you lot.
Alright, so
I don't think it was me.
I used to go gym quite a bit, but no.
The mystery. All right, I'll put you out your misery. November 2009, getting used to the box you're at, you're updating. Bin gym 4 out of 5 days this week. Next, every day of the week. Teddy Paling.
Ooh, what box are you on about?
I don't know.
The update box. You know when you write 140 characters?
Yeah? That's
That's the
actually
update
that.
box.
Oh, bloody
Yeah.
hell.
So you were getting used to it back then. Obviously, you sacked it off, and then you got your book.
And now you're getting used to it again now. It's a long process.
Oh, no, yeah. You just go from work to the gym at school and then, yeah.
There you go. Right. Next one. November 2017. When the lady sitting next to you on the train stands up and she has major swamp ass. You guys familiar with swamp ass?
No.
I've only ever heard you say Swan Pass,
Oh.
so I'm reckoning it's you.
You know, someone stands up and it stinks.
Yeah, it's got to be you.
Dirty ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's me. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I've only ever heard you say that.
Brilliant. Right, next one.
Old or chunk.
Or diddly.
Oh, no, I did,
Yeah,
yeah.
just us three at the moment.
So, loving the fact it's Friday and it's cocktail night. Bring on the mojitos and Long Island iced teas. Ooh. I had a deal.
Alright.
I mean, it could be me. I like a cocktail.
You like cock?
I don't
I
remember.
did forget to say, this was October 2012.
I reckon chunk. I don't know. It's just he's our regular
Loving the fact it's Friday and it's cocktail night. Bring on the
champion
mojitos
drinker, isn't he?
and
Yeah.
Long Island iced teas.
Drink. Or was it Elwood? No, chunk.
It is chunk.
Yes.
It is chunk. Well done. Hashtag time to get Lionel.
Messy.
I'm guessing that's
I
what
was that totally.
No, messy. Yeah.
Right, next one. So who's left? Diddley and...
No, old person.
Right.
2 L's.
The two are- April 2013.
It's gone.
Lionel Messi didn't even come into my head.
What were you thinking?
Lionel Blair.
Lionel Blair. What was Lionel Blair?
Lionel Richie, maybe. but
Yeah.
Lionel Blair. I've seen Lionel Blair.
Yeah?
And I went, oh, there's Lionel Blair.
Is he the one who's got two different colour eyes?
That's David Bowie.
No. I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has.
And my cat. I don't know.
I'm going to look that up in a minute.
Okay, yeah.
Good. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, where were we? April 2013. Love this. Why do toasters have a setting that burns everything? Hashtag pointless.
That could well be me.
You watch that.
Whoever wrote it, that is a very valid point, isn't
It
it?
is.
Who does that?
I've never had a toaster that doesn't
You know-
either. Well, I use the grill at home, but either the undercooks or overcooks. You have to put it in the undercook setting and just
Yeah.
pop
Keep
it
doing
up
it.
and then do it
Dip
again.
down again so you
It's
don't
never
burn it, yeah.
fucking right. They're rubbish.
Yeah.
I think it's me because I, at one point, thought Burnt Toast was quite a good name for a company. So,
That's actually.
So-
You were just testing the marketing for it, were you?
well, no, I think this incident might have happened to me, and then that made me think of Burnt Toast.
Okay.
And then I designed the logo and everything for it. Was it me?
It was you?
Yeah.
Why do toasters have a setting that burn everything? That's actually that just makes sense, doesn't it? And so our missing bugle tweet is from Mr. Elwood, and he says in February 2015, Champions League on ITV without Adrian Charles, bliss, which is very
Yeah.
true. Very good point.
I didn't like
So-
the Gogies either.
I think-
Tune in again next week on Burnt Toast Podcast.
Yes.
There's some more.
Oh, that could be a spin-off show. Yeah, there we go, and that's it. I don't think there's going to be any more of that because all your other tweets are shit. So thanks, guys. Now, Bugles, I've got something to tell the listeners. Listeners, you can forget about the Champions League. You can forget about the Human League. Nice little 80s music reference there. And hey, you can even forget about the League of Gentlemen. Yes, my references are wearing thin here. Why? Because this is the only league you need to know about. Hit it.
The Bugles League is 15 weeks, head to head. Who gets the screams? We guess the score. Predict who wins, who will lose. Let's begin. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, La 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 la.
Right, I'm not going to remind you all of what the Bugles League is, but if you want to know more, listen to our previous episodes or DM us on social media. Shame on you, you should know by now, however. So, last week Jigs was the podcast host. Over to Jigs for an update on the scores and current league standings.
Yes, sir. So last week I chose something from the Formula E Championships. It was race 6 at the Sanya race course.
Yeah.
What you want to call it?
Something like that.
In China. So I changed it up last week. If you came first, if your team that you picked came first, you get 5 points. Second, you get 3 points, and third, fourth, and fifth place, basically to help chunk more than anything, you get 2 points.
Can I just say I'm really nervous about this because Teddy and I both ended up choosing the same car
Yeah, we
as
did, didn't we?
Chunk,
Chunk,
and Chunk's
yeah.
got 0 points, and
It is worrying, isn't it?
yeah,
Then it's still bottom if we don't get any, so
that's true. There's
There's
Thanks,
no,
man.
yeah, exactly. There's no losses there.
Every class, go on, mate.
So I will go from 5 to 1. In fifth place came Team Audi Sport,
Oh, that was you, right?
which was me, so 2 points for me. In fourth place was DS Tequita. No one got that.
Okay.
In third place was BMW I Andretti. So Chunk, Angelo, and Teddy all got 2
He
points.
popped his cherry.
He has indeed. 2 points for you, Chunk. Hope you're excited about that listening now. Second place was Nissan. And first place was DS Tequita. Again, the other driver from that team. So unfortunately, Elwood and Dids got 0. Yes!
Scored again.
Where did yours finish?
Yes! Mine came fifth.
Okay.
So the current scores as they stand this week are in last place with 2 points. Find off the bottom, Chizunk.
She's
In
good dunk, good dunk.
Good dog. In fifth place is me with 6 points. In joint full third, whatever you want to call it, next is Elwood and Teddy, both on 8. Then we've got Angelo with 10 and still in the lead. Unlucky 13 for Dids.
Oh,
that
closing
could
the
be
gap.
that could be your end spot, mate. You're staying there.
Zero
now.
for a while.
I was.
You were doing really well.
You say unlucky, Jigs, but I'm Italian. 13 is a lucky number
True.
in
Is
Italy,
it?
so
True story.
your words,
Ooh, hopefully you'll stay at the 13 then. If you're that lucky, you can keep it.
Good, right.
Cool.
Well, thanks for that.
What's
So
what's
that was a nice little update. So, guys, here we go. We know it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. This week is no different. That's right, another tedious link from me for this week's event. It's greyhound racing. Choose a winning dog, you get 5 points. If your dog comes second, you get 3 points. And if your dog comes third, you get to learn that if this was a real bet, you'd actually get something, but in this case you don't. So, top 2 positions win the points this week. Here are the list of dogs running at the Queen Mother Memorial Cup, Sunday 31st of March, 1900 hours. That's 7 PM for people that can't do 24 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dogs.
Oh, it's too many to choose from, man.
Oh,
Kill me now.
damn, this paper's thick. I've already got Elwoods and Chunks, because obviously they are absent this evening. Nice little burpy hiccup there from Jigs.
It's that beer, sorry.
These are in random order.
Okay.
Just because they're at the top doesn't mean they're the favourite, just because they're at the bottom doesn't mean that they're going to come last in terms of their betting odds.
Can I say this is really top quality thick paper?
Yeah, I know, I just said that.
This is the sort of paper that fucking...
I got given to do my mission last week.
Yeah.
that you
So,
double
I can't even fold it.
180 GSM, I think.
It could be. I think this is paper that we might have used at our...
This is what Patrick Bateman uses in his office.
Who's that?
American Psycho.
Film reference,
Yeah.
Jigs, come on.
Come on.
Yeah, but I like doing it, it's to wind him up.
Minus 2 points for you, really. let's not long this out because it's boring as fuck to listen to. Let's go. My wife, whenever we bet on the horses, which is not very often, but Grand National, for example, she chooses based on the name. Sometimes it actually works. So whatever you think the funkiest name is, unless you've got
Mate,
a deep knowledge of.
That's all we can bet on.
That's what we say. Unless you've got a deep
Yeah.
knowledge and understanding of greyhound racing.
Have you heard them before?
Yeah. Teddy.
Mill Road Susie for me.
Mill Road Susie. Okay.
Yeah, yes,
nice.
please.
She's a good old girl. Wonder if she's a bitch or a dog, but there we go.
Always says thanks afterwards.
Diddly do ya?
Roxholm Butt.
Okay. And for Jigger,
It's funny you should say that because I'm definitely an ass man and I was going for Roxholm Butt as well.
you still going for that?
Damn right.
Yeah.
I love that ass.
Alright. And just for reference, I'm just going to read out what Chunk and Elwood have gone for, and I think they might have gone for the same actually, I don't know. Chunk's gone for Droopy's Gina. Go on, I want to hear it.
Sure, it's Gina, not Gina.
Oh, yeah. Droopy Gina. Could well be. And Elwood has gone for, what's he gone for? He's gone for Antigua Fire, which is the one that I've also gone for as well.
Scorcho.
Scorcher indeed, yeah. So,
Always did do.
So yeah, okay, that's the Bugles League. Thanks for that, guys. This week, we're talking nicknames. We asked our listeners to send us a list of any nicknames they've been given in the past, but more importantly, the reason for that nickname. Why have you been given this name? So, Bugles, you guys in particular all have names that are not your names, that are nicknames, and you use those in your podcast intros, don't you? So,
True story.
True story. Thanks, man. So I don't have a nickname, let's just use that. Tell me your nicknames and the reasons why. So Teddy, your name's not actually Teddy, is it? But
No, it's not. It's not. I think
I know it's 008 Power Ranger.
Is it Theodore Edward? I think Teddy comes from. And obviously I'm Stephen with a V. And how it came about, boys.
Go on. I don't even know if I know the story.
But I was going to say no to this because I wanted it to be kept a mystery.
Then you realise
You didn't
Nobody listens.
think you didn't have to tell them that your name was Stephen. You could have said you didn't
No,
have
but
to
then
say
how
that.
it came about because it's
okay.
relevant, is it?
It's, I mean,
Relevant.
how you called Teddy?
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I make stories up. So, and I'm still dubious whether or not to tell you like how it came about anyway. But I'm gonna,
Great.
because that's the kind of guy I am. Right, I was about 14, 15, before black and white, even 50p in the TV boxes to get it going and stuff. And sitting at home, and my friend of my brother, Stuart, and Darren, a friend of both of them, we were going to five-a-side at our secondary school. Football, yeah. And on a Tuesday night they do five-a-side on the AstroTurf out the back with the lights on, like a youth club. And I'm going to name him Dunny because he's over in New Zealand, and he's actually texted me saying he listens to it.
Good man.
So shout out to Dunny, this is for you, buddy. And he came to see if Stuart and Darren were there, but they'd already gone. So he said, Stephen, do you want to come? I was like, yeah, well, then let me just get my stuff. So we walked about 5 minutes of the road to go play football. Now, when you sort of like go into the AstroTurf sort of like football pitch, it's not a case of getting two captains out. You sort of go in and you do like a head count, see who's got the better footballers running goal, shooting the keeper. So we just went over to one side that had the less, but obviously that's where my brothers were. So we went down to one end of the goal. And the guy that was running it was saying that they're playing another youth club at the end of the week, and he was going to pick a team from that game. So the game was just about to kick off, and I hadn't quite got my shin pads in, so I was still messing around putting all my shin pads stuff on. And they kicked off, and I thought, hang on, I'm ready. So you just sort of jump up and start playing. We got the bibs on, and I couldn't understand why everyone was calling a random name out to me. And I went over to Dunny, who was also called Stephen, and I went, Dunny, why is everyone calling me Ted? They went, I just had to think of a name, mate. And when we left your house, your little brother had Teddy Ruxpin on. And I went, why did you just call me Stephen? They said, well, you got Stephen over there, you got Stephen over there, and you got Stephen over there. We can't call you Paden because your other brother's here and your other brother's here. So I'd call something else. I was like, fucking Ted. Anyway, so be it. Ted was my name for that time. So an hour of football passed, and the bloke that was doing, obviously the referee and him picking his team, was obviously there with his clipboard, and I must have had a good game, but not really paying any attention because I was a newbie, so I didn't really know anybody's names, and so I just sort of went, well, I'm off, and I'll sort of like walk home. I'll see you guys next week. Whoa, no, man, no. We picked you to play last week, didn't you? We call you out. I went, no. He goes, your name's Ted, innit? And I just went, yeah. Because I didn't want to get confused, because everyone else was just first names like that, and then it was Ted, Stephen, Paul, Darren. I was like, yeah, okay then, mate, yeah, cheers. But from that, someone obviously saw me play that five-a-side, and then it sort of like went on from like Sunday morning. So I'll get him, we'll have a like friendly with him and he can play. So I went down, oh, you must be Ted. I went, oh, here we go, like the circus.
So you weren't happy with Ted to start with then?
I weren't no, because I thought, well,
It's not my name.
No, my nan, bless her, named me Stephen, and it sort of means something. So obviously, because she's no longer with us, so I'm thinking, because she'd call me Stephen. There's my mum would, and then I'm thinking, well, it probably won't last anyway. But because football is all I ever played, going from a game to a game to a game, you've got like your team, their team in the bar afterwards, and then you go and play for another team, and then there's like another 22, another 22. Before you know it, Ted's stuck.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I was about 30. In the paper, it does ins and outs of all the players that are leaving and going to other clubs, even at our level. And Luke, bless him, we sort of like go from club to club, because we like sort of play up front together. And we were pre-season training, and the ins and outs have just come out. And Luke came up to me and goes, Ted, we've got to be really on our game now. I was like, why? He goes, I've got this sharp striker from Angelo. And I'm thinking, oh right, okay, I'll just come from Angelo. And he goes, yeah, got to be on our toes, got to be sharp, we've got to like really put an effort in. Well, I don't get you. But he knows me as Ted.
Yeah.
I said, well, who's this player that's come from Angelo? He goes, Steve Payne. Oh, it's me, you pro. Is it? Oh, shit, sorry. Oh, you can relax a bit then. So from that little game of football, and me playing football, carrying on, it's just stuck. And even when you write a team sheet out, the amount of times that when you had to sign the sheet, they'd put Teddy down. And
It's not official, is
it's
it?
not official, no, because I signed it as Stephen, as you do. So every time I'd go in there and sign the book, I'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake. I had to change it, put Stephen, and then cross it down. And then when the manager went there and the assistant come out, he'd go, Ted, what's your real name? And I'm like, but man, we've got like 5 games left of the season, you still don't know my name. And it's just one of them things.
How long has this been going on?
About 14, 15, since I've been 14, 15.
Okay, Since you've been 14 or 15?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
I've
a
had it
while.
a fair few years. And sometimes even, it's weird because there's been times when I'm thinking, no, am I Ted? Am I
Which one am I? Yeah.
So, because like when, say somebody's going to give me a cheque, I've got to remember to say Stephen, because there's no Teddy pay, all that kind of stuff, and certificates and all that kind of, like, what's your partner? Stephen, and all that kind of stuff, passports and all that kind of stuff. So, Teddy, you got your passport? And then what's it, Stephen in?
Yeah.
I know that's not, but you're thinking if someone's not
So here's a question for you. When you, so obviously we'll come on to doing jigs in a second, but if I was to introduce you to someone, I would introduce you as,
Teddy.
Diddley.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd introduce you as Teddy. So what do you introduce yourself as to new people? Do you say, hi,
I
my
just
name's
say Teddy.
because it's easier now?
It is just easier. A lot of time people don't even know
Yeah,
Stephen exists.
We were out once and having a few beers or whatever. It might have been the stag there, and someone said Steve. I was like, who the fuck is Steve?
He's had a few drinks.
Yeah. Well, it happened actually. I was working in Angelo, and I was at the back of the garden. Obviously, I worked at school, and one of the teachers came past, recognised the van, and went to the boss and went, "Is Stephen here?" Because like, no. And obviously, they see me in the back of the garden. They go, "Yeah, I see him over there." What? Him over there? I went, no, that's Teddy. Oh, yeah, it's Teddy here. Yeah, he's over there. And that's how it is, because in
Just the way it goes.
Yeah.
Any other nicknames you've been given?
yeah, over football that I can't air, but yeah, it's football, isn't it? All bad.
They must be pretty bad if you can't air them.
yeah, but it's just football. You tit for tat, innit?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah,
it's something else, and then you shake hands at the
That's
end.
not
That's how
nicknames,
should
is
be.
it? That's just insults.
And that.
Yeah.
But it's football. I don't get why people can't just relate to that in football, where for 90 minutes you just try and wind people up because you want to win the game. But people are overstepping the mark at the moment. It's just out of order.
It's alright, good times.
But yeah, it's my nickname in a nutshell. Yeah. I'm in a nutshell. Yeah. So, yeah.
Me neither. Chunk did it last week.
But you didn't get
That's
it.
the only reference.
Oh,
I've got.
okay.
Yeah, he did it
I
last
was
week.
going to say,
He
it's
did it.
another film
Yeah.
reference, I don't get it.
No, I think just that's
Diddley, yeah.
So Diddley. It's not Ned Flanders, in case you're thinking it's
Simpsons?
Hi Diddley-o, neighbour,
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with Ned. I can't remember when I got this, but I've had it a long time. I was probably just about a teenager still, sort of maybe 19. Basically, I was just getting called everything growing up, like except for my name.
Right.
So I've written some of the best ones down. Dada.
Yeah.
Doodah.
These are in reference to your surname, obviously.
Yeah, in reference to my surname, yeah.
Which is?
Dada. And so Dada, Doodah, Dado.
It's like a song, isn't it? Do-da-da,
Exactly.
See, exactly, this is the kind of shit I've had my whole life. Ted. I mean, Steve.
the V.
Doo-doo, dee-dee, dodo. My least favourite of them all, Dado Rail.
Did you have it up to here?
Hey! Visual gags.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, on a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just, I don't know, just diddly, fucking, don't know who said it, and it's just stuck forever. To the point where I get sometimes, like I get letters to Alex Diddley.
Oh, is that because you signed up to something just...
Oh, I've had I've genuinely, people thought Diddley was...
Your surname?
I've been at an old job and someone thought Diddley was my actual surname.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not. It's my email address and like my social handle and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, it's...
That's the only one that's really stuck?
That's the only one that's stuck, yeah. Which I'm happy with. I don't mind it, I quite like it.
Yeah.
But I did get called something else once.
Okay.
Not in Nottingham, you
And, so this goes back to when I was a bit of a younger teenager. And it was one of those really hot summers. Like, it was horrible.
Like the one we've just had?
Yeah, last year, yeah. And I was just like, sod this, I've had enough. Shaved my hair off.
Self-decapitation.
Shaved my hair off. I was like, oh yeah, that's better, nice and cool. Anyway, I've gone down to the AstroTurf or the field or whatever to play football with some mates. I walked over and one of them's gone, Alex, you look like a fucking Bosnian.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, so...
Brutal.
Please tell me you got called that
I was gonna
So-
say,
constantly for a while.
Only by this one guy, right? This one mate, and he still calls me it to this day. I saw him in a pub, and he went, "All right, Bosnian, want a pint?" I was like, "Yeah, go on."
buying, you can
Yeah,
do
if you're
anything.
buying, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
so that's that, Bosnian, because I guess I look like a refugee or something. I don't know. At the time, because they had the war going
Yeah,
on, so
yeah,
it was
yeah.
in the news and that.
For sure.
Yep. So that's that.
Brilliant, I
I
like
mean,
that.
I don't look like a Bosnian now. I don't think, anyway.
No, they probably updated it with, a reference of a more recent war. Than, you know what? I was
That's not going.
I was expecting you to say something much worse, if I'm honest. So I'm glad we'll talk about that off air. But brilliant! I like that. That's fantastic.
Cool.
Jigs.
Yeah. Yes, Jigs is not my name. It wasn't my first nickname either. I had another one which was given to me, and I can show you now as well. It's still used by one of my friends, Frankie 3000, which is a reference to a track off a Marilyn Manson album called Fuck Frankie, and 3000's in Andre 3000.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was put together.
Yeah, it's quite
There's
nice.
there was no real reason for it. It was my mate DJ called me it, and I'm still on his phone as that now. Fuck knows.
Who knows?
Term of endearment.
Exactly, because I mean, like, especially as like, it's not even a song; it's an interlude with some woman who sounds like she's being torture fucked, and he's just going, "So fuck Frankie," and she's like, "Fuck Frankie." And that is it. So that's just fucking stupid.
But he still calls you that. Obviously, he's got you in his phone as that.
he's got his phone
when you
as that,
speak to him, you call him.
No, he calls me Jigs. But I'm still in his phone as that. But I've been 20 odd
Something,
years,
yeah.
25 years on whatever. So I think,
Respect.
1995 that album came out. So
Go download it.
It wasn't then that he did it, but yeah, go download it for some awesome songs. But yeah, no, I think it's probably about, I was 17 when I first got nicknamed Jigs, so that was like 2000. And I've always had like hip hop music sort of like blasting out my car back in the days. We used to just drive around all evening, as you do when you're 17, cruising the streets, looking for that punting. But yeah, so I'd always have like hip hop blasting out the car. And, like, I've always been good at learning words, so I pretty much knew the words to everything. So I was always like rapping mass off in the car. And I've also been very much a loudmouth, peacock kind of prick my whole life, really.
Oh no!
All your life?
All my life, yeah. I was born like it.
I don't understand why you're shy on the podcast.
Yeah. So like,
Mate, if you want to wear a backwards cap, you go for it.
even at the gym.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I was also very naughty when I was younger. Like
Free spirited.
Free spirited is the way you can put it. Yeah.
Try and help you out.
Yeah, I try and be as polite as I can. So so that, and obviously being the person I am as well, like I was always the first on the dance floor, which ended up getting me a job as a dancer at some point in my life for a few years and that. So I remember we were just sitting in the car, it was me, Tony and DJ, who had some music blaring out to do, and I was telling him about something that I'd got up to, a couple of girls, and he'd literally just turn around to me as like, fucking soz jigger, man. And it literally...
As in gigolo?
As in gigolo. Jiggers never, like, when I asked him, I said, fucking jigger, man, what are you on about? He goes, well, fucking you, like I said, gigolo, jig is another name for a dance, and the rapper Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That was sort of like the main artist that everyone was listening to. Then we go down the park, always had Jay-Z songs banging out. So it pretty much come from that. It started off as Jigger Man, shortened to Jigger, and in the last 6 years it's just been Jigs. So that is where
and so when
that came from.
Do you introduce yourself as Jigs or as?
It depends. You know, if I'm at work,
Yeah.
like if I'm talking to a farmer, or if I'm at work, or if I'm talking to like family and stuff, you know, I use my real name. But in general, like just general people I'm out and about and people introduce me, I'd say, oh, I'm Jigs. So, which is always fun when I'm ordering a Starbucks. What'd you say? Cheers. I've had that before.
That could be another podcast episode. I was thinking, what name have you was written on the side of your?
I've had Jags. I've had gigs as in Ryan gigs. Yeah.
That's what I was going to get at with you. I was trying to get your attention for when you were at work.
Yeah.
When I was in the office crew would call me Steve, but then when the mates come in to get stuff, what did I tell you about? And then and then when they'd go, it'd be back to being Steve.
Yeah.
But then when I went for an interview once, a couple of months before, I had an encounter with a girl in the nightclub, and I went for this interview. But sorry, the girl that I had the encounter with knew me as Teddy.
Yeah.
And nice, but I just weren't ready for it. I didn't want to. So I left her to it. Got a bit annoyed, but I just walked away.
Well, you set her phone to vibrate and said, "Sort yourself out."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she didn't like it, so I left her alone. And then went for an interview, and I got past the first stage. But again, my name's Stephen at this interview, and the second part of the interview, you've got to like take phone calls and do like a little role play type thing. Mm-hmm. And then we got separated, and then we had to walk into these two rooms, A and B. Yeah, she actually asked me what room do you want to go in, A or B, and I said I'll just go in B. Opened the door, and it was the girl that was in the nightclub that I turned down.
Yeah.
And she went, right, can you just obviously go through everything with Stephen here? And she went, her face sort of like shook back, and she went, yeah, okay, will do, yeah, okay. In you come then, Stephen, come and sit down. So I sat down, shut the door.
She thinks you're giving her a false name.
20 questions. Oh, right, yeah, so Stephen now, is it? Oh, he's telling me when he's not having. Is that what he's doing? I'm like, listen, love, Stephen's my real name. Teddy's obviously my nickname. Is it?
Teddy's my pulling name.
But that, I didn't even bother. I just get out, you know, I'm not even going through this because I wasn't going to get anywhere.
No.
So I just sort of looked and, no, this is not for me, and then just walked out.
Okay.
So you walked out on her twice.
Yeah.
Lucky girl.
Yeah, I walked out twice, yeah, woo! So I thought, yeah, so it got me in a bit of trouble, but apart from that. But I see what you mean, when it comes to work, it's sort of different, but not
So I mean, some farms now, because I used to have, on one of my, back of my tops, the high-vis
Yeah.
bib vest things. That one of them, I'd jigger on the back of that because like
Yeah.
so we keep our own ones. I just put jigs on. And a farmer, I go in there. He's like, "All right, there, jigger man," and he still calls me it now. Like, I go in there. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah, but I mean, nicknames are nicknames, aren't they? It's
Nicknames are nicknames. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Right. Well, here we go. We've got one from Chunk, which obviously not his real name. Well, I'm about to tell you
That's
why.
what it was.
But no. Although I will say this: when we all started hanging out together and actually found out your real names, I'd be like, who? Carl? What?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. So this is off a message, so you'll have to excuse my reading. It happened when I was around 10 years old at a primary school trip away to Jersey. To set the scene, imagine you were staying in a hotel with all of your friends for the first time, but in different rooms. We're all going to each other's rooms, having a laugh, watching the film The Goonies. I love this film, it's an absolute classic. And even somebody like me that doesn't really watch films, I've seen The Goonies.
One of my favourites.
Brilliant film. We're all saying the lines, "Hey you guys," and "Sloth loves Chunk," which are obviously classic lines from the film. And then it happens. I'm going to one of my friends' rooms, knock, and the door opens. And what he said to me? "Chunk, you got to do the truffle shuffle to come in." So there I am in the hallway of a hotel, lifting my shirt up and doing the jiggle truffle shuffle just to go see my friends. That was it. It's stuck since then, and I've been called Chunk or Chunky. I don't know, I find Chunky so funny. So much so, my nan and parents call me it, and even my teachers at secondary school. At one point, one of my teachers actually said to me, "Can you tell me your real name, as I need to do your school report?" And I can't remember it.
I think we should get every week when he's here and not in that skip of a place. He should do the truffle shuffle again, I reckon.
He should. And then he finishes it off with, "Also had a friend at school with surname Bates. We went round and saw a post to a Master Bates, and then throughout the whole of his school life, he was called Master Bates." Classic. That is a classic.
I think we had a Master Bates at our school.
That
But
is,
things when you're at school, at that age, that's embarrassing.
That is.
No one talks about wanking, do they? It's like amazing how things change. Like, I don't wank. Same as, yeah, I've got a fucking massive cock. You get to our age, it's like, yeah, I'm wanking all the time. Yeah, my dick's tiny.
Yeah. I knew a guy, his surname was Dick, and his first name was Richard.
Ooh.
I got away with that. Well, he got away with that. 'Cause
Double
he-
Dick.
Double Dick. But I didn't
Oh,
know. Well, I didn't
man.
know Richard was called. Shortening a dick for that, but
Double
got away
Dick.
with it, Richard. Dick.
Eld hasn't got a nickname that he can tell us about today, because I think it was so hard to explain the story behind any nicknames he's got over a text message.
He's
So
Captain Canada because he sucks I said Canadanese on he said there. Canadian cock. Big time. Big time.
He is to us. He's Captain Canada to us, even though he called him Captain America last week.
Yeah, well, I did on purpose.
As well.
So he can tell us all about that next week. My nickname, so obviously I don't have a nickname as part of our little crew here. And so I've had a number of nicknames over the years, which range from Mario, Dolmio. Well, I've got two that kind of stick out. So when I was younger at school, my mates would call me Jolly. Jolly, as in Angelo, Angie, Jolly. You know, kind of just elaborated from there. And so if I'd be out and about with my family and I'd see my friends, I'd be like, "Jolly." I'm like, "What did you just say?" "Oh yeah, Jolly, it's my nickname at school." Anyway, my mum stuck with it and now she calls me Julie. So, thanks for that. And so you're just like, "Julie, what?" "Oh no, someone else I need to explain to." But the one that stuck with me the most throughout the years is the one that I will explain, another racial slur. Cheers guys. So where I worked before, I was there for 8 years. And again, you know, everyone's having a laugh, the whole Italian thing. Yeah, good one. And my nickname was Gino, after Gino Ginelli ice cream. I don't know if you remember it.
Gino.
It's an advert on too. No, Ginelli, ice cream of the Italian. Shit advert.
Best Russian accent, I love it. So it was always Gino, to the point where customers sort of cottoned on to, "Oh, that's your nickname, all right, fine, call you Gino." And obviously I embraced it. If people call me Gino, or shortened to G. "All right, G, what's going on?" Blah, blah, blah. But I've never ever introduced myself as Gino, and it was always weird. I found when new members of staff would turn up, and you've never spoken to them before, and they'll be like, "Oh, all right, Gino, could you help me with such and such a thing?" I'm like, "Well, it's just really taken off." So then I started my new job about 2 years ago. Just general chit chat first starting, and one of the bosses there, I remember we got talking, and I said, "Oh yeah, well, in my old place, everyone used to call me Gino." I thought, I might as well just carry it on. I've lived with it for 8 years. Yeah.
Trying to carry on a nickname.
Yeah, so I was like, I thought I'd try and endear myself to them. So I was like, "Oh yeah, everyone at my old place used to call me Gino." So yeah, if that's easier than Angelo, you can do that. He's like, "Can't call you that." I was like, "All right, no problem." He goes, "My dog's called Gino." And that was the end of that. So Gino died there, unless I see any of my old work colleagues.
Until his dog cops it. And
Yeah,
then you can be Gino again.
I'm the new dog's bollocks in town. So yeah, have you guys had any from our lovely listeners? Any stories?
I've got a
about
couple.
nicknames?
I got a couple from my DR's group, Destiny Raiders. See a little smile right on your faces. Look at you motherfuckers.
What's Destiny?
It's
Yeah,
eye porn for gamers. Yeah, so the first one is because obviously you set up a nickname yourself. A lot of people when you get your PSN or your Xbox Live name.
It's a bit like, I'm guessing, when you set up your Insta and your Twitter, you have to come up with a Twitter
name
of some sort.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, like mine,
tag.
Jigs, Lord and Monk, obviously. Why not?
Do you want to explain that one?
Jigs, Lord and Monk. Well, at home.
My wife calls me.
Well, no, it started off with we just call each other stupid names, like and one thing we used to always say is monkfish, and I got that from the Fast Show. I don't know if you can remember Ted when you watched. Did you watch it as well, Did?
No.
There's the one that was.
Is that on BBC Two, Fashion?
Shut up, and and that's one of the things. It was like he did like an All Creatures Great and Small piss take, or it'd be a Please Stop drama or something. It'd be like Agent Monkfish, and they did like a Spanish. You know, we used Spanish versions, didn't they? So I was from there. So, but then that got shortened to Monk. When our child was born, we called it Mini Monk. So I'm Jigs, so Jigs, Lord of Monk. That just came.
Did you add the noble title of Lord yourself?
Well, I should. I am a Lord. So,
Lord of your own manor.
Lord of my own manor, so it's only right that I've called himself a Lord. But this isn't about
I digress,
me.
apologies.
Not everything's about me, boys, alright? Chill.
That's the new one, isn't it? Peacock.
So, first one is from a guy called Michael, who's in the DRs. His real name is Mike. So he gives himself a nickname with Michael. And he...
That's original.
Yeah, he just got his from... he used to ride, and still rides, a 2003 Harley Davidson Softail Standard. And apparently there's a HD designation code on it, and which is FXSTI03. I'm not sure if STI is something the same in America. I'm not sure they use them letters over there. But yeah, but his is FXSTI03. That's how he chose his nickname from doing that.
That's what his mates call him.
I'm sure they do. It's really it's like a robot from Star Wars. It's not very catchy, is it? Yeah. One other guy messaged me. He said that he's from Germany. His name's Manuel. I don't know how he's pronouncing it. To be honest, I've never ever called him that because I only found out his real name when I went over and looked what it was on Facebook. But he has got a nickname and a gamer tag. But he's when he was younger, he was. Some girl who was a friend of his called him Tito, like spelt the same as the Jackson 5's bassist. Yeah, and he was like a bit confused, and he's like, "Well, what does that sort of mean?" Obviously, I don't know if that's a German slang word they use, whatever, yeah, which means small. And he found it funny because in his own words, he said to me, "He goes, I'm a fat dude." So it's a bit like when we have we have the same sort of thing here. We call someone tiny and they're fucking massive, aren't they? So that was his actual nickname. So
he embraced it.
He embraced it. Yeah, he thought it was funny. So he's it's ironic. So he's kept that. So at home he's known as Tito. And
yeah, me too, baby.
Fuck yeah. You know the people that talk about their big dick. They've normally got a little one, haven't they?
You boys start.
But and his gamer tag was from a BioShock game, and apparently there's some. I ain't played this game. There's some characters in it. They're called Big Daddy. It's not a porn game or anything. And they have another set of characters called the Little Sisters. And apparently the Little Sisters call the Big Daddies Mr. Bubbles.
The fuck are you talking about?
So he liked that name, but it was already used up loads of times in game, and he couldn't So he wanted to, being German as well. he googled in English another way of saying Mr. Bubbles. Obviously, came up with what we call younger children master before they're masturbates. So he became Master Bubbles, and that was how he got his nickname on there. So yeah, and there's also another one which is my wife and her sister both call each other Montal. Montal, and even my daughter calls her auntie Montal. So when she's like I remember I'm picking up my daughter from nursery, and like her it's her nanny now who we've employed at home, but used to be a teacher there. She got this picture and so she wanted to do like a family picture today. So she's got she's got her granddad, which is nanny's how much calls him granddad and calls her other granddad. So it's got his granddad on here, mummy, daddy, and Auntie Mom or something. She said last time. I couldn't quite get what she was saying. I was like, is that Nanny's sister called Monto? I was like, no, that's not a real name.
So what is that? What is the reference?
Not a fucking Scooby. Like Abby's a real name. She couldn't even remember what it was, and she said, "Why don't you ask like my wife?" And I forgot to ask her, to be honest.
More next week.
Yeah, more next week to be continued on this exciting, riveting story. But yeah, they call each other Monto. It makes no sense. It's quite funny hearing it, but yeah. I don't know if it's got anything to do with Montal or Montel, the fucking, not the singer, not Montel Jordan, the other geezer who used to do like a Jerry Springer show.
Oh yeah, Montel Williams?
I don't know, yeah.
It's quite generic in that
way.
Montel
Smith. So yeah, they're
that's that. We had one from the Gig Life podcast. Thank you for getting in touch, guys. And they said, whoever got in touch, we didn't leave his real name, but said he was called Pug Boy. That was his nickname. Because I was short and fat as a teenager. Oh, poor guy. So thank you for getting in touch with that. We appreciate it. Any others for you guys?
I've got one. It's not a nickname as such. You know my mate that done the boxing.
Yep.
Well, he's got another one coming up, and he's asked us if we can give him another nickname other than what I called him. Ian Walker.
You
can't call him Wanker Walker.
Yeah.
And all that much. We need to try and think of one for him to walk out onto when they go introducing. We need to give him like
make him like an honorary bugle or something.
So what's his name?
Ian Walker.
Ian Walker.
He used to play for Spurs, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did, goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Safe Hands Walker. That's what they should call him then. Not great, is it? You're the creative. It's a creative one. Come on, what you got?
I mean, if you can't think of one now, you'll have to think.
No, it's like no pressure.
I'll think of one. I'll come up with it at the end of the show.
Okay.
Alright,
if you can, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Alright.
If not, it's just sticking with Windmill, Walker, Wanker, whatever. Moving on.
Good. All right. Yeah. Any others, Diddley?
No.
No. Good. In that case, it's time for this.
A Facebook post we've loved the most and other shit we've seen. Some random tweets from random peeps, a stupid fucking meme. A vid, a pic that makes us sick, it's crazy stuff we seek. Some bullshit news, we're all confused, it's weird shit of the week.
So I don't know if any of you guys have seen this week, but Marmite are launching a new Marmite.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this one to see a new.
Cross-pollinated with peanut butter. So it's a mixture in a jar. Now what I want to know is, are you going to go nutty for this?
Hey.
Or might it be too far?
Fucking hell.
Do you guys like Marmite?
I love Marmite.
I love Marmite.
Nope.
I'm undecided. I know people either love it or hate it. I'm in the grey area that doesn't exist.
Just for our over the pond listeners, Marmite is like Vegemite, like a yeast extract in a jar as a spread.
Not to be confused with Bovril.
Or yeast infection.
So, but I've got a New Zealander that works for me now. I've got yeast infection.
I thought you were going to say you got it confused once.
I've got a New Zealand lad who works for me now, and he's just started for us. And he was talking to me about Marmite the other day, and I was saying, "Oh, I'm assuming you got Vegemite over there," and like, you know, you always sort of assume Australia, New Zealand. He's like, "No, it could be anything different, you prick," basically. And he goes, "No, we've got Marmite. It's called Marmite over there." He goes, "But it's better. It's different." He said apparently it's thicker. So ours is more runny, and theirs is more like a butter, like harder sort of thing. He said it tastes different. It's better. I was like, well, fucking send me some then.
I always find. Do you ever have any of those products in life? I don't know what they could be, but food products where it smells amazing. You really want to love it, and you keep going back to it periodically because you think maybe my taste buds have grown up a bit and I'm going to like it. And you try it and you're eating it, and it's not that you hate it, you're just not sure if you like it. You're eating it to try and justify eating it because you want to be in the like camp even if you don't like it. Do you know what I mean? I'm that guy. So maybe a peanut butter. Is peanut butter, is that what you said they're going to...
Peanut butter, yeah.
That could be the game changer for me, see?
Well,
but then I'll be feeling
I'm
like...
up for trying it, but I have my doubts.
I don't know.
I like PB
I don't know.
and J.
Yeah, peanut butter.
PB and J is like the one. It's got to be raspberry jam, but
Crunchy or smooth?
crunchy. It's got to be crunchy.
You had the grape. I think Gucci's Gobbler or something it's called. That sounds really wrong. But that's
yeah, I know
grape. The grape.
The grape one.
And
Yeah, but that's again.
Grape what?
It's
Jam.
Jam.
Oh.
It's like that's smooth, isn't it? I prefer crunchy.
Oh yeah, Pip and Nut is the best fucking peanut butter out at the moment. So
I've
good.
not tried that.
So good. It's expensive. I think it's like £3 for a little pot, but
Let's
it's
just get
so
over
good.
this now. So what's the difference with nuts? It's peanut butter, it's all crushed up nuts and...
There are different. I mean, because there's like, say, like I don't like your cheap like Morrison's own brand or other shops are available, and like your Sun Pats and that. And then plus they've got all the crap in the monohydrate shit and whatever. Whereas like the ones that I get are like proper like it's like nut butter. It's literally just got nuts in it, and you like it separates and there's where you have to give it a good mix up when you open it. And it's all pure stuff. There's no added additives. But I'm bang up for fucking. The trouble is, they always give us such a big pot, so it's annoying. And Marmite in general, as a spread, is quite expensive. So to buy a pot and you don't like it, it's a bit of a ball ache. They should do little testers, especially for something new like that.
Yeah. But then that's how they make the money.
So you haven't independently tried it yourself at home, any of you? Bit of Marmite and then got the peanut butter out?
No.
I've had Marmite and cheese sandwiches. That's quite nice. I like Marmite and cheese.
Yeah, Marmite and cheese.
Do you trust
Cheese
people
on
that
toast
like...
with Marmite?
You trust people that like smooth peanut butter?
Not really.
Do you choose smooth over crunchy?
No, she's crunchy.
I don't like peanut butter or Marmite. It's like
Get out.
feet. End of. That's it. I've tried it once and I spat it out.
It's a bit like when Elwood did your quick fire round.
Cheese and beans.
Cheese on the beans.
Beans. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like you say, like cheese. I can't. No, it's wrong. Same with Marmite. I mean, I'd probably put it in a hole in the wall to fill it, but it's not. You see, I just don't like it.
So what's your opinion? You brought it up.
Do you like it?
Well, I haven't tried it.
It's not,
sorry.
But yeah.
You're going to give it a whirl.
Yeah, if it's on the shelf.
If the boys have it,
week.
I'll try some.
Should we go halves on one?
Do you know what we should do?
just in case.
Bring some in.
Get a toaster in here.
Taste test.
Set it to the burnt setting.
Yeah. Tweet about it and then eat it.
Film it.
Film it. Yeah, that's a good, I'm up for that.
We'll do that.
Alright, exclusive.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Does anyone like trifles? We can bring a trifle in as well.
I must admit, I love a trifle. As dated as old school as they are, my wife's mum always makes me a trifle. For everyone else is eating Christmas. I fucking hate Christmas pudding. They're all eating Christmas pudding. I'm tucked into a trifle.
Yeah, that's alright.
I get one made. There's everyone else's and there's mine.
Yeah.
My own is get off it, leave it. Ooh.
I prefer the jelly with no. I do eat it with the fruit in,
Yeah.
but I'd probably prefer it just jelly at the bottom with no fruit in it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Just flavour.
What one comes in.
This is riveting.
It's groundbreaking stuff. This
Right, well, I'm about to kill your laughter with my weird shit of the week.
Go on.
Brace yourself. This is a place called Marion, Indiana, USA. A man accidentally shot himself in the penis early Thursday. Police in Marion, Indiana say Mark Anthony Jones, 46, was carrying a 9mm handgun in his waistband when it began to slip. He reached down to adjust the gun and it fired.
Fucking cheddar bob.
The bullet entered just above his penis and exited his scrotum, police said. He was taken to the emergency room and obviously they tried to fix him up. And you think that's the bad part? That's not the worst part about this. Police say Jones does not have an Indiana handgun licence. The case will be sent to the prosecutors for review. So not only did he shoot himself in the bollocks, he's also going to get
arrested.
Arrested in a criminal offence.
No.
Oh, mamma mia. So,
What a douchebag.
not good, yeah.
I don't know any guns.
That caught my eye this week and made me wince.
It caught his eye.
Fucking hell.
Jigs, you got anything to say you found?
While you're on the talk of dicks, did you want to share your canine story?
No. No. Okay, well, we're there now. So I've got 2 male dogs. Remember saying you wanted dogs?
Yes.
Telly?
Yeah, there you go.
2 male dogs. Oh, this is graphic, so brace yourself again. So 2 male dogs, they're both in season, not been castrated yet. 5.5 years old, randy as hell.
I get my leg shagged every time I come here.
That's the only reason you come, guaranteed.
Yes,
Actually.
and I do come.
So they're brothers. They're from the same litter. One is slightly smaller than the other, and they're both as randy as each other. But the smaller one seems to have the knack for trying to give it to the other one from behind. And I can't even say this. So we've found them together sometimes, and as the small one is. What's the word I'm looking for?
Penetrating?
Well, there's no in and out going on, but as the smaller one goes behind the other one to try and give it a bit of action, somehow with his claws he manages to pull his porky back quite a bit on his cock, and it folds in on itself. Not his cock does, but his foreskin does. Yeah?
Yeah, you can say the word foreskin.
I know, but
I think the way you say porky sounds even weirder.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit smutty, so just say foreskin.
His lipstick, you mean?
So
That's the technical term.
Well, his
Yeah,
lipstick's
this is
out,
that. Yeah.
Right.
but his foreskin sort of folds in on itself, so it's really weird. So basically, you've got a clear lipstick situation going on here, yeah. So I didn't realise this until just recently, but male dogs have obviously got their cock and balls, and then somewhere in between their cock and balls, they've got these 2 glands, which are bollock shaped and sized, and they're under the skin. So if you were to open your scrotum, what the fuck has this podcast become? If you were to open your scrotum, you'd see your balls there. Well, these glands are underneath the skin. Anyway, so cut long story short, little dog, horny, trying to get it on with bigger dog, pulls his foreskin back and pulls it back so far it goes over the glands. So I'm like, where the fuck are these dogs gone? They're outside. I go and look for them. Big dog's lying on the ground, like, what is going on? And he's literally got a fucking rock on, is it a hard on, and these glands are sticking out, and it's like something out of a horror movie. I'm looking at it like, what the fuck is that? So to my wife, I'm like, right, wrap him up in a blanket, we'll go to the emergency vet. This is like, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night or something. Oh, fuck, come on, go. So I get in the car, I'm sitting in the back with the dog, and I'm like, come on, you're going to be alright, it's okay. And he doesn't say a word, because obviously he can't speak. But normally when we go out in the car, he's like mental. He's like, I'm going out. Quiet as anything, and I was thinking, Jesus, that's not good. So anyway, we get to the vet, I'm like, I'll wait in the car, you jump out, go ring the doorbell. So she gets out, rings the doorbell on intercom to the emergency vet. Yeah, how can I help? So I'm talking to the dog, I'm like, it's going to be alright. And I lift up the blanket. Oh, fucking hell, it's rolled itself back in. He's all fixed, he's all back to normal. So I'm holding on to the dog's collar, and I'm trying to bang on the window to my wife, saying, come back, it's alright. And she's like pushing the intercom, speaking to the vet, going, yeah, I'm not sure. I think, something's happened to my dog. I think my husband can explain it, because she's thinking, I don't want to say bodo and foreskin and all sorts of stuff to a vet. So I'm like holding on to this dog, and now I've opened the door and the window, and I'm screaming, it's gone back in. She's like, what? Oh god, so just a big disgusting penis and ball nightmare. Right, next door.
Cock and ball story.
It was a cock and ball. Oh Jesus.
You should have took photos, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I said, the worst thing is I've now got the 3rd smallest cock in the house. So that's that. So have you got a story, or
yeah, I've got one.
I mean, that literally was
It's
weird
not so weird, but yeah. So a groom, 28, has been forced to cancel his dream Vegas stag do and end up spending the night in a pub in Swindon instead. Why, here you ask?
Why?
Yes. Because his so-called best man had spent the $7,500 deposit that was given to him by the other people that are going to this stag do. So
He was trying to tell me something.
well, so I'm saying. So yeah. So the guy was arrested of suspicion of fraud. He's been released while he's under investigation. But yeah, so obviously the best man's searched and booked for all this stuff, and then they've just like not really heard much about it. They've all paid like 700 quid each, like to this guy. So there's 10 people going over, and fucking fucking on it, and I'll write it down. Yeah, so we're getting excited about this trip of a lifetime, and basically the weeks leading up to it, nothing was really like, what the fuck's going, when we're going, how we get in there, all that kind of shit. And I'm not sure, I didn't say if he just went off grid or whatever have you, but then he just disappeared, and it all came pretty obvious that he
shocking.
fucked off with the money. So Did do you trust Wedge? I don't know the guy.
Not as far as I can throw him.
So
We'll find out soon.
We'll find out.
It's bad enough that he's gone
It's a lot of
from
money.
Vegas to Swindon. That's quite a change, isn't it?
Yes.
But to be out of pocket as well. Bad times.
That's pretty shit, man.
It
What's
is.
he spend all that money on either? Well, it's not hard to spend something like grand, is it, to be fair, but it's just, how the fuck would you do that?
You know when we was on about the dream team that we Bugles do? We don't do it for money, we just do a bit of fun.
Oh yeah, fantasy.
But I remember when we was at school, I don't know if it was the Euros or the World Cup, but one of the lads went, I'll do like a little betting thing. So back then Germany were like the team, you know, to back. Yeah, like, you know, Germany, Brazil, Argentina, Spain, all them lot, but everyone not betted on Germany. Well, they won.
Italy.
And Italy. And yeah, start again. And then, so Germany won, but we were all putting like, I mean, a £5 back then was a lot of money. and he must have had like £100 off all these guys for this bet, and he didn't pay out. I don't know what happened. Some of the lads beat him up. I think they did. I think some of the lads, but he didn't know he got any money, and they literally just kicked him in like every day for like a week.
Till he changed his name to Ted. Is that what?
Yeah, no.
Is that how your real name changed from Stephen to Ted? His new identity.
I still see him. I'm not going to say his name.
No.
But he's. And I remember that. I didn't remember it last week. I thought, oh yeah, that sweepstake we had at school.
Wow.
So
So you're at school when this happened?
Yeah, it was at school. Yeah.
You were someone a fighter?
Yeah.
For what?
Why did you look at me then?
Me?
Ted looked at me.
You said, no, you said a £5 was a lot back then.
It was a lot of money.
Yeah, he
back
was
then.
taking his number because it's another reference to him being older than us. Like,
Oh,
you're like,
yeah, five grand,
so he looks at you
yeah.
like, yeah.
Mate, £5 is a lot now.
You saying was Trump
When you
saying
ain't got
about
it.
it was Lingard paid out on
Oh, yeah,
sports,
yeah.
and you said about having 20p, giving it, you know, it's just the way that you've got money and all that. Like,
Yeah,
but back
yeah.
then, like say £5, like must have been like a week's paper round money for me, you know. So
I was on £7 a week for my paper round, 7 days a week, £1. And the Sunday we had to do it basically 2 rounds because the papers were
them
heavy.
big papers on a Sunday. Guardian,
Motherfuckers.
Nostalgia corner, lovely.
Yeah. So yeah.
Good. All right, I think, is that it for story time?
I don't know if anyone's seen this. It's a
Oh,
visual
go.
one, so I'm just going to have to tell people to go out, look for it on Instagram, Twitter. You've probably seen it
We can always
by
post
now.
ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, we can post it. So I don't know if you've seen this guy, little, not unlike myself.
But
you
fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. No, he's not.
Positive.
Funny you should say that.
He is.
It is to do with shaving your hair. So this guy puts Veet all over his head.
I've seen this.
Have you seen
It's
it?
fantastic.
And then he gets a vacuum cleaner. The end of it, you know, the bit that comes out and you can
Yeah.
into the
Put on your
corners and stuff.
yeah.
And uses it to get the hair off of his head.
What, it comes off with
And
that?
it just comes
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
off.
Beauty.
Well, it
No.
works.
Yeah.
Does it on his
I'm
balls.
gonna-
Does it
I'm
on his
gonna
balls.
I'm watching that.
Yeah.
Why have you not forwarded me this? Careful, there's a table there.
Well, no, I just broke that. Yeah, that was amazing. I've seen that.
I haven't seen it on it.
We'll find it.
Genius.
We'll find it and share it.
Forward it to us, yes. Me and Tony
Share
can
it.
revel in its glory.
Yeah.
Yes. Right, well, I think it's probably time that we say thank you and goodbye to everybody. As ever, we love hearing from you. Please get in touch. We are back next week, obviously. And how can they get in touch? Guys, let's share the love here. Teddy, how can they get in touch on Instagram and Twitter?
It is at Bugles Podcast.
It is indeed. Diddley, email us on.
buglespodcast@gmail.com.
Very true. And our website address, Jigs,
Is www.don'ttouchabugles.com.
It is indeed. And we also have our YouTube channel for behind the scenes footage and our newly formed Facebook page as well. So there's no excuse for not getting in touch.
We're going to be all up in your ass like a hemorrhoid.
Cream is available. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcasts. You'll find it on all good Apple and Android podcasting apps and websites, including the one that we've just given you, of course. So yeah, please get in touch and pass the pod. I think that's it. Anything else, Bugles?
No, just that, we do appreciate any feedback we get.
We do.
And even if it's constructive, we take it on board. We're learning every week and we're trying to get better at what we're doing. So whether you've noticed today or not, we've tried not to talk over each other too much because we were drowning each other out.
True.
So hopefully that comes across a bit better.
And we stopped recording in a cave, so hopefully there's less echo. I mean, do you guys want to give out your...
Nah. Jigs Lord and Monk.
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And Facebook.
Well, I'm just Jigger. Jigs.
Diddley, do you want to give yours out?
Alex Diddley.
Ted?
I am at Teddy Paley, Twitter and Instagram.
This feels very awkward for some reason. I'm G18AOG, and I can't remember the guys.
So it's VanCan41.
Go find him.
Go find him. And we have Chunk Love Sloth on Instagram and
something else on Twitter.
Chunk29 or something on Twitter. Something like that.
Chuck, you need to sort out your marketing.
Yeah, get them both the same.
Get your brand the same. God damn it. Right, we're back next week. Thank you and good night.
Laters.
Bonjour.
Thank you, goodbye.
Ciao.